right. Okay. All right. I see you out there. I see you. I feel you. What's happening, folks? It's just me. It's nobody different. It's Lou. It's your pal Lou. I'm in the car. What are you gonna do? Just hanging out in the car. So, folks, hello, welcome to my car. I'm sitting in the car again because of the laws in the city that require me to sit in the car until my car is legally parked. It's currently not legally parked. It's in, I've moved it from that side of the street to this side of the street. It's just the way things go here in the Big Apple. Gotta move your car. But, how am I doing? Thanks for asking. I'm a little under the weather. I don't know what it is. It feels like allergies. I see you, Dynamo, just like an avatar. I see you and acknowledge you. Yeah, so I have some sort of a cold. It felt run down all day. Asher's also feeling run down. I'm hoping it's not something like mono, which I've never had. But I think it's just some kind of standard, either simple head cold. You didn't see Avatar? Oh, I'm going to send you the riff tracks of Avatar. It's way better. Thank you for suggesting it's lupus, Mark Spurtle. I'm hoping it's not lupus. Asher and I have not been kissing on the mouth. Thank you for suggesting that. I know some parents kiss their kids on the mouth. And I think we did that when they were young. But once we start showing them pornography, we don't show them anymore. We don't kiss them on the mouth anymore. Oh, it's never lupus? No, that's right. That house show about the English guy who pretends to be an American guy who's a doctor, but is also a drug addict. I never watched it. Oh, I did watch it. I did watch it once. But I know someone who did have lupus. So in that case, it was lupus. Anyway, so not feeling great. I took a Claritin. That did help, but less. It's supposed to be 24 hours, and at work I felt real bad. But it's okay. I'm just trying to get better because on Thursday, going to LA for the weekend with the wife. You want me to stop wearing all my riot gear and my old beat up King Lou sweatshirt? Yeah, I do have other coats. I like wearing free coats. That's the problem. I am wearing a Riot Games jersey from, was it 2014, Korea? Yep. Good times in Korea. I really liked Korea. I hope I get to go again this year since that's where World is. However, I doubt it. And look at all the people joining in. Carla Ferrucci from Milwaukee, now in Minneapolis. Chris Blaisdell. My cousin is watching from, I believe, Alabama? I think so. Yeah, that whole clan moved to Alabama. I know. Thank you, Dinah, for pointing out that my belch came right as I was saying my wife. That unfortunately, I've tried like Prilosec and other things. I just swallow a lot of air naturally, so I do have to belch, and not at opportune times. But which is interesting because as a child, I was just telling someone about this. We had a friend, Joan, who used to burp and then blame it on me, and it used to drive me fucking crazy. She'd be like, "Oh, Lou," and I would be like, "Everyone knows you did it. Why are you blaming me?" I didn't get that kind of humor then. Now I do. So, hey, Chris. So to the thing is, I have to move the car once a week from this side of the street to that side of the street, and then back. And then I have to sit in here to make sure I get a spot. Otherwise, if I came when the car is legal to move, there would be no parking. So I have to sit in the car. Now, it was parked in a Wednesday spot, so I didn't have to move it in the morning, but I moved it in the back, so I don't have to move it Wednesday. it's a really great racket they've got. And, you know, the majority of days, no parking meter person comes by in the afternoon. They tend to come in the morning, but they do come. So it's just random when a, you know, evil ticket vulture will come hang out in the neighborhood and swoop by. And it's like a $75 ticket. So unfortunately, I have to do this. Now, it is, you know, it's fortunate that I do get to leave work early, an hour, to come and move my car. But it is unfortunate that I have to move my car for city street cleaning rules. Now, as I've mentioned many times before, when I first moved to the city, I had my mom's old Volvo Muffin, and I used to park it in the street, and then you had to move it twice a week in the middle of the day. So, I mean, I don't even know how that's possible, but I was unemployed, so I was able to do it. Then I had to have my pager so that people could call me if I double parked them in. It's a rigmarole, as they say. But, man, these glasses are really reflecting a lot of light. I gotta get some, in my fantasy, one of these days I'll have a full, like, light kit that I attach to the front of the car and blow, you know, light through, like, a white thing to really, like, light us properly. If you watched when I had Gwen in here, my friend Gwen, whose birthday it was this weekend, in the morning I had to throw, like, a jacket on the windshield because it was just too bright. But, yeah, so that's what's going on. Sitting in the car. Going to LA on Thursday for a few days with the wife. And, you know, it's been a while since we traveled anywhere together, so that should be fun. We're starting an Airbnb in Van Nuys, close to Studio City, and we're going to have a good time. Don't tell us that we're not going to have a good time. Unless you're trying to jinx us. Or by trying to jinx us. I don't know. But it should be a reasonable time. Hoping to stop by the office and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, well, you know, all right, bye, Chris. Yeah, I know. It's not a problem in most places because most people have a driveway when they have a car. Unfortunately, there are very few driveways here in the city. But, yeah, I know people who used to get tons of tickets and then they eventually just had to give up the car because they had so many tickets on the car that it was, you know, specifically my friend Eli, I think he just couldn't wake up because he was like a nightclub promoter when he was like 18. So he would just be like, you know, wake up at like 2 because he was up until 4 or later and be like, oh shit, there's tickets all over my car. He also drove like a maniac. I think, yeah, not good, the driving experience. He and I recently discussed this. It was terrifying. He drove into oncoming traffic on purpose because he didn't like waiting behind the slower cars. Something that my father did in Puerto Rico once, but Puerto Rico people drive a little bit more recklessly. Why? I don't know. But yeah, you know, the street cleaning also doesn't happen every time. Sometimes it does, but it's definitely not happening. Is that no, it looks like a slinky. It's just a steel coil. It looks like somebody threw out a mattress and a steel coil fell out of the mattress because they didn't have some kind of a foam bed, which is the popular kind of bed to have right now, I guess. Some kind of Aveeno foam, multiple foam layers mattress. We need a new mattress. Does anyone have any recommendations for a mattress? Lisa mattress, Casper, Needle and whatever. Some unknown mattress, a Sleepy's mattress. We were just discussing the other day that Sleepy's and 1-800-Mattress are the same company. And we didn't understand why they were competing against each other. Tuft and Needle, that's the one I'm thinking of. Thank you. Yeah, we are sleeping on a mattress that is probably 20 years old. It's so, when I think about it, it's gross. But, I mean, it's still relatively in good shape. It's not like it sags in the middle and we kind of like roll into each other. It's a quality mattress. But at the same time, it's starting to get threadbare. But mattresses are so expensive. Sleep Train. Oh, I have heard of Sleep Train. I don't like that name at all. But, and of course, as I'm sure you were here when Dynamo was saying it, Sleep Train. But I don't know if you were here when Sleepy's became Mattress Firm, which is like a dumb pun plus pun. Well, yeah. It's got two meanings. Is that a double entendre? I don't know. I've lost my ability to think rationally. I was up super late last night. Couldn't sleep. I'm not, because I didn't have to wake up in the morning quite as early as I would have to move the car. I'm not super miserable because of sleep deprivation, but I'm not super happy either. But just thinking about Sleep Train. What a strange name for a sleep company that is. You know, it's like, it makes me think of a gangbang when someone's like, we're going to run a train on you. We're running a sleep train on you. So it's just a bunch of people coming in and tucking you in to go to bed. Instead of something sexy. Trains don't sleep. Are you saying that Thomas the Tank Engine is just like constantly awake and never sleeps on that island of Sodor? That's why they all look so crazy and some of them are so cantankerous, because they don't sleep at all? Is it because they're on drugs, or just because as items they don't need sleep, but they need fuel? They have some of the needs that humans have. They're machines driven to madness, of course. I was always, I hate that show. But luckily, Ace was only into Thomas a little bit. They need conversation with each other or with just people. I suppose they, they all sit there and they're in the turnabout or whatever it is, the roundabout where the trains go, and they bitch to each other about the people they have to haul to and fro. And then who is singing those songs? Who is the person who sings the Thomas the Tank Engine rolling around? Thomas is the useful engine. Well, there's like that one that's really angry, and then there's the one that's kind of depressed. You know, of course, trains can only be represented by one emotion at a time. This makes me think of that anime where the women are also battleships. It sounds Ayn Randian more than anything else. But, the fittest will survive, yet the unfit may live, as Devo said. I'm drinking my Joe coffee. I have a lid that's not a dribble lid, as we know that sometimes they have. Wait, so Dynamo and there's an anime where the girls are machine guns? There's an anime where the women are anthropomorphized battleships, right? And then there's the show where anime is where there are men and women in love with train stations. Is that the one you're talking about? I did see it was National Joe Day, I think, but I don't know why. Maybe it was because you were posting about it. In Canada, you have Theodore the Tugboat. The harbor master was the singer from the Mamas and the Papas. Interesting. Was it any good? Or was it just a rip-off of Thomas with the exact same thing? There's also that one with the airplane. I can't remember the name of that, but I really didn't like that show either. Yeah, we can talk about why in anime it's... I haven't seen... I want to watch that show. I want to watch the show where the women are battleships, because it looked cool. It was a quaint ripoff. What's the other? Bob the Builder. That's the other show that I did not like. I was listening this morning to a discussion on a podcast about Blue's Clues, because I guess they're recasting Blue's Clues. They're going to reboot Blue's Clues. They're looking for a new Steve. The romance... Oh, it's a romance game where the men were Tokyo subway stations. I thought it was an anime. But, yeah, I've never played any of those weird romance simulator things. But anyway, so the Blue's Clues... JJ the Jet Plane. Thank you for putting that in my head. Ugh. Anyway, so Blue's Clues being relaunched, and it reminded me of when I only did Saturday Night Rewritten a couple of times, but I did get sketches in every time I did it, and one of the sketches I wrote was there was like a JetBlue plane that had a problem, and people on the plane discovered there was a problem with the plane by seeing it on the news, and I wrote a sketch called JetBlue's Clues, where Blue, the dog, was the co-pilot of the plane, and he kept suggesting that they should kill themselves. Oh boy, because that was the line that came to me from the sketch that I wrote, was Blue the dog going and the pilot being like, "Ritual suicide, you always suggest that," which I thought was funny for Blue to suggest. Anyway, so what was the other sketch I wrote? I wrote another sketch. Oh, the one that really sticks out is I wrote a sketch in that show about a sitcom where Yoko Ono's in desperate financial straits and she needs to take in a renter, and the guy who killed Lennon has just been released and needs a place to rent, and so they end up living together. Oh boy, there was a guy in the sketch group that hated that sketch. He was it was dumb, and also like a real like what would happen if this happened sketch. My favorite part of that sketch was the guy offering Yoko Ono a housewarming gift of a copy of The Catcher in the Rye, which she rejected. But yeah, I remember this one guy in the group was he was like, this sketch is not funny, it's in bad taste. It's like, that's my middle name. Oh, if you're a fan of my podcast, I am, and why wouldn't you be? Because you like to hear horrible things read in a pleasing manner. I'm editing the latest episode, and it is going to be horrifying for you. It's horrifying for me. I almost vomited twice reading it, and that's a rare thing. Just the description. Just the description of what this dude was doing. It's always dudes. The description of what this guy was doing really made me want to puke. Close, you'll see. I was, oh man. It's one of the things that it's so transgressive that, like, when you read something that you're just like, it's not like poop eating, but like, might as well be. And you recall when I read about the thread of people who claim to eat poop, Which reaction? Just now or in the podcast? The what was I going to say? Oh, well, yeah, the people who said that they eat poop. And it was like, who in this scat fetish form really eats poop? And everyone was just like, I like to think about it. I did when I was a kid. And then there are, of course, people who are like, I love eating poop, which is, of course, something that people cannot love. It's not a lovable thing. I think you have to have, instead of eating poop, or whatever it is that you're not supposed to be eating that comes out of your body, maybe go see somebody, talk about it. I know, Dinah, you're not a fan of that, but for poop eaters, certainly some form of therapy could help. Unless they're just really enjoying that erotic charge of being a naughty person. I eat my own poopy. But, yup. So yeah, just whiling away the last 2 minutes of my car prison. Oh, man. Oh, what if it was a pro poop eating therapist? Well, I mean, what would you do if you were like, I'm trying to get some help for my poop eating? I get really turned on by it and what other degradation I do, and then the guy'd be like, well, who says that poop eating has to be a bad thing? Maybe you should check it out. I mean, in this thread, in this forum that I'm be releasing soon, at one point, this guy goes like, I asked my doctor, what about, why a certain bodily fluid tastes so delicious. And he said it was because the doctor said it was probably because he had a vegan or vegetarian diet and was healthy. And he was just like, I said my girlfriend likes it, but I like it more. Yeah. Oh, did I have a psychosomatic reaction to being like, pro poop eating therapist, does it taste like poop now? No, I didn't have any sort of like sense memory of poop eating because it's something I have not done. But the coffee still tastes great. Thanks for asking. It does not taste like poop. Oh, that reminds me. I saw a video prank on the internet of a woman. It made me laugh, but it seemed like it could easily be fake, as many pranks on the internet are. But it was a woman, and she takes like Nutella, and she smears it all over her butt and on the bedspread, and then like lays down next to her boyfriend and like does things to like wake him up, so that when he wakes up, he sees that she shat the bed next to her, and the guy's reaction is pretty hilarious. And also very unkind. He's not like, oh my God, are you okay? You shat the bed. That's insane. It's so much shit. Instead, he's like, are you serious? What the fuck? Which is also funny. But it seemed like it's a big, it's a big relationship test. If you can take a full intestine's worth of feces, release it in the bed, and they still want to be with you. No judgments? Maybe. Depends, I guess, right? Shit the bed once, shame on you. Can't shit the bed again, that's the point. As George Bush is often heard saying. Oh, man. Anyhow, my time here in the car has come to a close. And I really appreciate everybody checking in and watching as I sit here talking to myself. I was, Dinah, you had a doctor that kept asking if you shat the bed. Was he sort of like, he seemed like he wouldn't take no for an answer? Well, when did you shit the bed this week? Well, what's stopping you? Oh, I see, some sort of societal training. We'll have to work on that. You need to try to let go in your sleep. It's really important. No, not for you, but for my own incredibly weird sketch. Yes, this is a vegan banana and chocolate chip muffin, but Dinah, I'll let you imagine that it's poop if that makes you happy. But yeah, I like the idea of a doctor being like, so you haven't shat the bed. Are you sure? Have you maybe not shat enough that it would come out onto the sheets, but you discover something in your underpants? No. I'm going to prescribe you 1,000 milligrams of fiber every hour until you are just never stop shitting. And then I'll be happy. The Hippocratic Oath. Poopocratic Oath. That's what he took. Everyone loves that joke. I'm going to end on that note. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. It's lovely to spend my time in the car with you, where you are not in a car. If you are in a car, what are you doing watching me? You should be watching the road. Oh, that would be what a wonderful world it would be if everyone in this row of cars was also watching me on Facebook. Gotta have a dream. $1 in a dream. Win the lottery. All right, we'll see you later, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.